This week, as the FBI and local authorities were sifting through evidence that could help them find the person or the people behind the bombings in Boston, the liberal website Salon.com published an article titled, "Let's Hope the Boston Marathon Bomber is a White American." The piece goes on to say that while the culture of radical Islam is blamed for attacks carried out by Muslim terrorists, white terrorists are treated as lone wolves. Andrew Breitbart, who passed away last year, made his name calling out the liberal media for such nonsense. You got to wonder how he would have reacted to the Salon piece if he were alive today. Brett Gutfeld was a very close friend of Andrew's, and he's joined by the director of the new film, Hating Breitbart, Andrew Marcus. Andrew, I'm going to start with you. Andrew Breitbart wasn't around for this particular... You followed him around over 30 months making this documentary. What do you think he would have thought about the Salon article this week?
Oh, thank you for having me on, Governor. You know, I don't think he would have been surprised one bit. I think he would have referred to it as something to the effect of opinion pornography, a cross between that and some sort of communication roadkill. It's titillizing, it's taboo, and it's kind of laying there by the side of the road. You're not really sure if you should look at it while you go by. You don't want to slow down traffic. But I think that he would expect people to take a very close look at it, because what's represented there in this article is really the progressive school of thought. When Barack Obama talked about fundamentally changing the United States of America, believe it or not, I think this is exactly what he was talking about. It's about changing the narrative, the American narrative, from one of American exceptionalism and personal responsibility to a narrative of America as racist, and just serving the white male privileged class.
Greg, isn't it racist to say that you actually hope that a terrorist is a white person?
No, because the racial accusation ideology only goes one way. A leftist can actually project his own racism on a conservative and get away with it. If Andrew Breitbart were alive today, he would have died laughing while reading Sirota's column. I think you might even have a photo of David Sirota. He's got an avatar picture of him throwing a jab. And I think Breitbart was great because he found that there's nothing funnier. There it is. That's amazing. There's nothing funnier than somebody who takes themselves seriously. Nobody who doesn't take themselves seriously would take that picture. And it plays off the article plays off an anti-American sentiment. Sirota believes that America cannot handle anything but a white terrorist. Will somehow be thrown into this wild backlash, attack. We'll go burning buildings and invading countries. It's really based on a dour view of America, and that was entirely opposite of how Andrew viewed life.
Greg, to follow up on that, one of the things that Andrew Breitbart really was a pioneer in what we now call citizen journalism. What we saw here was people posting photos and videos from Boston that helped us catch these guys. How important is citizen journalism in this world where everything is digital and everybody's got a camera?
I think there's two kinds. There was the Breitbart kind, which is kind of a relentless but focused type of journalism where, okay, we know there's something there in Andrew Weiner's story that isn't true. We must stay on it. We must keep digging and digging until we find the truth. And do not let naysayers and liars get in the way. That's citizen, and he got people involved in that, and that was citizen journalism, and he won. Although, sadly, it looks like Weiner may be coming back. The other kind of citizen journalism I'm a little worried about, which is the kind of the Reddit forum and the kind that I even got drawn into Thursday night, where there's so many people involved that the wrong person is implicated in a crime. I mean, I saw the retweeting going on of these two gentlemen that turned out not to be the suspects, and I bought into it. I saw these two young men who turned out to have nothing to do with the crime being retweeted and retweeted that I assumed that those were the guys. I went to bed at 4 in the morning thinking that they had fingered these guys. They turned out to be wrong. The problem with citizen journalism, it's like a big, messy, drunk party that the next morning you wake up and half the things you did were wrong.
Well, I appreciate both of you being here. In the case of the Boston bombers, at least some of them were right. That's good news. By the way, the documentary Hating Breitbart is going to be opening in theaters May the 17th, and if you want to find a theater near you, Go to hatingbreitbart.com. Greg and Andrew, thank you both for being here. Delight to talk to you.